So let's look at what we call authoritative data sources. Authoritative data sources, the business challenge with businesses is organizations have to control the data flow between applications. And the big point is data integrity and security must be maintained. So if I'm hooking up with PeopleSoft or SAP or other systems, there has to be some trust there that this is secure, and there also has to be a trust there that can I make it so certain things do not flow over to the Identity Vault because there's no need for it in the Identity Vault. For example, in PeopleSoft, there's no need for my pay scale or my pay environment to go over to the Identity Vault. So those are the things that you can control and you have full control over is what actually leaves each system. So you have full-grained access control based on what can leave the Identity Vault and what can come into the Identity Vault. And what does that with Identity Manager solution is called filters. So filters control the flow of changes to the data, allows that data to pass based on the filter if it's allowed. So I have here Active Directory, and you'll notice on these channels you have this screen. And the screen is the filter. And what you'll notice is if I click here on the screen or I click here on the screen, it really doesn't matter. Because what will happen is, let me do that. I'm going to click here. And as you notice when we get inside the filter, is that I can modify both the publisher and subscriber side within the filter. So let's look at the user class because we're synchronizing users. And notice how on the user class there is publisher and the subscriber. So I can say if I want to turn off anything coming from AD, I'm going to the publisher, clicking that as ignore, and notice here on the user class how that puts a red X on the green. Basically, I've shut off that whole channel. And anything that comes from Active Directory will not synchronize over to the Identity Vault. So really the Identity Vault is the authoritative source for everything into Active Directory in this example. So you can see that. And I can come into here and do given name and do I want to ignore it or synchronize? So I can go to each attribute and class and decide how it synchronizes to the other system. We allow it to pass or we do not allow it to pass. Okay? With the synchronize or ignore, and we can do that on individual attributes or classes. Now it might be possible that inside this view here you could add additional attributes and classes. You might have extended your schema. It might be a unique attribute. Well, you need to synchronize that over to this other system. You would go in here and hit Add Attribute and then decide how it's going to sync.